What is up? It's Cairo. Welcome back to the channel. Real quick intro before we get started. We're doing sequential games on the ladder. We're starting in Platinum 3. Doing a few games just to see how NAYA Humans does on the ladder right now with only one new card. So this is a new, this is a deck that if you don't have a lot of Streets of New Capenna cards, you can easily run this and get a positive win rate on the ladder. The only card that we have from Neon Dynasty even, I think, is Eiganjo, Seat of the Empire. So a lot of these are from Crimson Vow and earlier. Before we get started, thank you very much for watching. We are at 688 subscribers right now, and I can't even believe, I know it's small potatoes for most channels or content creators or whatever, but I can't even believe that we're at 688 right now. So thank you very much for everybody who's returning. If you've subscribed to the channel, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Let's get into the gameplay. This is your standard NAYA Humans build, one of the more popular aggro decks in the format right now. It's got a lot of value. It builds your board. It's aggressive at the same time as controlling your opponent with things like Brutal Cathar and Elite Spellbinder, and there's some tax in there with Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. All the familiar faces packed into one super competitive pile. Thank you very much. Deck list is below. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Hello, welcome back to the channel. We're back at it again, this time with NAYA Humans. And looks like we have 2 Caves of the Frost Dragon, and then we have a Pathway land to take care of our other color until maybe we draw a mountain or a forest. Initiate turn 1, Thalia turn 2, maybe Adversary. I think we're looking good here. Let's keep it. Initiate down. Initiate in. Hopefully our opponent thinks we're playing mono white. Deathcap Blade, green black. Alright, in. Frost Dragon, Thalia. Get Thalia down early to tax any removal spells, typically in black. I don't know exactly what they're playing, but here's another one. So we have to make a decision here. Do we want this on red, or do we want this on green? What are we most likely to draw? We have more green sources in the deck than red, so we'll attack. We'll play that on red. And then, yeah, we'll get this down. No use in saving it. The only thing that we would save it is if they have a meat hook for 1 here to kill both of these. But if that's the case and we draw a forest... Okay, Trespasser. There's another Halana and Alena. Alright. This becomes a 4/4 with ward, discard a card, so... we can Valorous Stance it next turn. We have to discard, which sucks, but we have a Thalia here. So our play here is going here, going here. That trains. They take. They go to 9, we go to 23. We keep Valorous Stance up in hand. This is now a 4/4 that we can destroy. We'll have to discard, I don't know, probably Halana and Alena, but if they attack with it, we might just let it happen, actually. Because they're going to have another answer. Yeah, if they attack in, we'll definitely let it happen. That way it's tapped on their turn, and then they play another creature to try to save themselves and keep themselves alive. We'll kill that one if it's a higher toughness. I think we're in good shape. Hopefully, you never know. Check for traps. Exile a non-land card from it. instant or an instant card or a card with flash is exiled, they lose life. Otherwise, okay. All right, let's do it now. They're gonna be tapped out for this turn. I don't know why I had like a moment reading that card. I'm like, if they lose their life, then we, yeah, we'll just do that. And then I guess they could play like a, no. All right, what could they have for 1 at instant speed? Anything? Negative. All right, cool. Moving on up. Okay, we have all 3 colors of mana that we want. We have an Aspirant, Thalia, and a Brutal Cathar and Sigarda. So I'll have to play this on white, this on red, this on green. Well, this is actually not a pathway, so we'll get that one down first. Start rocking and rolling. Humans striking back. We don't care if it's tapped. Now, depending on what they play, depends on if we play Thalia or Luminarch Aspirant first. So they're playing Grixis. So in that case, want this on green, and we want to play Thalia. Because they're going to have non-creature spells in their deck, and we want to get those taxed as soon as possible. We'll play this on white next turn. If there's nothing to Brutal Cathar away, we'll go Aspirant, Hopeful Initiate. Pump up Thalia and get slamming. Blue. Okay. White. Aspirant first. Okay. No reason to play Initiate yet. On Thalia. In. Play with fire there. Alright. Initiate down. Iteration. They're going to try to exile a land, get themselves set up. So, an untapped land here would be Clutch. We'll slam Sigarda pre-combat, put a counter on the Aspirant, train on the Initiate. That would be great. There it is. White, Sigarda. Counter here so we can train with Initiate. We go in for 6. We're threatening 12 next turn if everything doesn't get removed. No burn down the house mana yet. Adversary. No instant speed board wipe that I can think of except for Galvanic Iteration, copying Cinderclasm, and that would even at the cost right now only be 2. We got to try to slam this and finish it out. Here. We're open to Fading Hopes. We're open to bounce spells. We're going in for 15. Geist Wave. We're going in for 7 now. Magma Opus gets discarded to make a treasure token. That means burn down the house is imminent. So how do we regroup? Sigarda first? Or do we go wide with Hopeful Initiate and Brutal Cathar? Iteration. No burn down the house right now. 3 mana available. 4 if they play one. Prismari Command. It's not looking great for them. They have 4 mana. They have a Prismari Command exiled. They're going to have a Fading Hope and a Prismari Command to live, probably. Didn't get there. Alright, good game. Okay. Going first. Rena's blessing us this evening. We have all 3 colors of our mana. We have an Aspirant turn 2, into Spellbinder turn 3, into Halana and Alena. We're looking good. So we have all 3 of our pathways here. We want to make sure that we get something down on white, and then turn 2 and 3 we want to get something down on red, which we can do. I just want to make sure we're covering all our bases here. So this one's capable of only red or green. This one's capable of making white either way. So let's get this down on white. All right. Well, I'll include it in the video because we're going in succession, but okay, we're looking good again. We got 3 pathways. We're getting some good hands. Not gonna lie, I'm trying to play to the best of my ability, but having good hands does help. So let's get this down on red. This one's gonna be white unless we draw planes. Initiate. Alright. White Aspirant down. I don't see a world that we don't play Spellbinder next turn, especially since they're white-white. Valorous Stance is not super useful against mono-white. Unless it's like, turns out to be mono-white control or something. I mean, we could throw Minsc down. I think we play that on green. We do a Spellbinder to stop their turn 3 play. So if they have like a Brutal Cathar or something, probably want to get rid of that. Things like Adeline, we definitely want to get rid of. That can start snowballing on us. Or if they have a Spellbinder, we don't really want them to have an air defense. Let's see what they've got going. Adeline, Adversary. They have Adeline and a Spellbinder. Which one concerns us more? Adeline doesn't concern us as much, because we can Valorous Stance Adeline out eventually. I'd like to have air superiority. They play Adeline and they attack. They deal 3 to us, and then we smoke Adeline, and then we attack for like 7. That's probably better. Because they're going to have life linkers on board, so we don't want to really be having this like ground war where they're gaining life and we're not. Yeah, it would really be helpful to draw another planes. That way we can do Valorous Stance on Adeline and Hopeful Initiate just to get something else on the ground to train every turn. No blocks. Cave of the Frost Dragon. We did get our planes, but it's tapped. Comes in tapped. So let's do this. So I was thinking originally Valorous Stancing Adeline right now, but I think it might be better to give them a little bit of a feeling of like, go ahead and keep attacking. They're going to have the Intrepid Adversary come down next turn, so that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know, I guess we do it now. Bit of a misplay there. I should have just done it before so I could get the Aspirant up to 4, but also having a Spellbinder when they don't have anything in the air getting buffed up is actually really good. So if they drop the Adversary and pay for the extra cost, they can attack us for 4. Then we play Sigarda. Apparition takes out the Spellbinder. Aspirant, right? Interesting. We might have to put out Minsc just to brawl with some stuff. Yeah. Or do we go Sigarda, hit for 5 here? We bring him to 8. Then they play their Adversary, pump their squad up, and if they don't get this Spellbinder out, then they're just dead. That's probably the play. So they have to get their Spellbinder out here or they're dead. Or they have to have another Apparition or something to take care of one of these flyers. They could. They have one more card that we don't see in the hand. If they pay this cost, they are dead, though. Yeah. I think they realized it. Yeah. Good game. You're one. Alright. Alright. This looks like a pretty good hand. We've got Overgrown Farmland turn 1, and then we have Pathways for whatever we need. Thalia on turn 2, probably, maybe Intrepid Adversary. Looking pretty good here. Draw a Valorous Stance. It could come in handy later. White, red. They have an Adversary. Alright. So, in the instance that they buff this up with Luminarch Aspirant or something, we want a first striker, which is Thalia, so this can only be red. Put that out. See what they have in mind. Corellus, Stalwart Slayer, Flying Haste. Spell will deal damage to you or another permanent you control. Prevent the damage. Spell will deal damage to an opponent. Deals that much +1. Interesting. We could get rid of that now. I think we might regret it. It doesn't have First Strike or anything. It has Flying Haste. Do we Brutal Cathar their Adversary? Do we Spellbinder? Let's Spellbinder and see what else they've got going on in their hand. They have another one. They have a Spellbinder and an Apparition. So let's take their Spellbinder. Let's wait for them to Skyclave one of our things. Then we'll Brutal Cathar their Skyclave and then grab a token. We don't want to take the other Corellus because, like, who cares? They already have one. They're going to probably Apparition out the Spellbinder here. Really like their only option. And we're ahead of them in terms of cards and stuff, so like if they attack with Corellus, we'll absolutely block. Okay. We'll block here. Another Valorous Stance. Man, I wish it was a land. They have another Corellus in hand. Do this. there's a chance that they might not play anything on their turn. There's a chance. And we could flip the Brutal Cathar. Now they're going to do Spellbinder. Alright, they got to land. What's it going to be? Halana and Alena for sure, right? Alright. Now what we hope for is to draw a white mana so we can bring in our adversaries and start gaining some life. Another one with this tapped. Alright. In. We can't block anything anyways. They block, we Valorous Stance. They don't. Alright, so we bring this down. Then we pump the squad next turn with the other adversary. Unless we get like Sigarda or something. Rem Corollas in hand. Legendary Duplicate can't be really played. I guess it could be if they attack and want to have a blocker. They pump their squad. Careful though. Now Rem Corollas has a toughness of 5. Spellbinder doesn't though. Alright. I think I see a way that we live. This is interesting. So if we drop the adversary, we pump our whole squad, we attack in with everything. They don't block, we're just dead, right? We attack in with just the adversary and they block here. That's good for us, and then we can take out Rem Corollas, but they have another one in hand. Why would they do that? All they have to do is attack with both things, so we have to attack. Alright. If that's our option, then we have to go in to gain this life. Because there's no reason that they have to attack with their adversary. We go to 8. Now we can Valorous Stance something. They know we have it too. So we'll wait until after combat and we'll kill Rem Corollas so that way they can't just replay it and hit us with haste again. But this is a tight spot. What if they don't play anything? And then we flip our Brutal Cathar and take out Spellbinder. Does that work? This for 5, we go to 3. They have to play something. Luminarch and Rem Corollas. Right, because that's 3. We have got to draw like a Brutal Cathar or something, and even then, we'll have to attack with both our adversaries. Not good. Alright, white. We can cast Halana and Alena now. We can make one of these adversaries a 5/3. That's 8 points of life. They come down with this. That's a 3. No, that's a 4. 4, 9 in the air. So we wouldn't totally be dead. do we just save a Valorous Stance? This is really tough, you guys. We attack for these, they go to 10, but they can also bring this in. We have no way to really defend against that. Let's just do it. So we go here, they don't block with anything. They go to 11, we go to 8. We have no way to stop 2 flyers from killing us, so we have to go in with both. Make sure that we gain the life. And they don't want to block with their adversary or their aspirant. That's what has to be done, though. At some point, I'm hoping we can flip this Brutal Cathar over. Alright, they're at 8, we're at 11. Rim Corollas. They can hit us for 10 in the air. They attack with the adversary, they gain 5 life. They automatically go up 13. Makes total sense. Alright, here. I don't think I could have played that any better. I think they just got us. But I actually don't mind being gotten by somebody playing Rem Corollas because I like that card and it hasn't gotten enough love. I mean, we're going to find out, right? Apparition comes in because of the Cathar. They're at 14. They take that. Yeah. So we can get rid of Rem Corollas. We can do Hopeful Initiate. We can hit him with the Frost Dragon, but we're going to just say good game. That was actually really well played. Adag 7. Good game. Where's my mouse? There it is. Adios. Okay, we have white and green mana. We have time. I mean, we only have white spells, so it's not really a big deal. We just need to make sure we draw that third one. We have a Hopeful Initiate. Turn 1, followed by Thalia, and then we have our pick of Spellbinder or Brutal Cathar, provided we draw land. It's not... It's fine. Alright. We're curving out. We're against Izzet. They got a Snarl. They're running Snarls. Okay, let's attack first. Against Izzet, we always want to play Thalia. Not always, but like usually want to play Thalia, not Luminarch Aspirant. When attacks their spells. Early. Alright. Play with fire for 2 on Thalia. Okay, next turn is Spellbinder for sure. In for 1. See if they counter it. Thinking about it. Oh, alright, let's see what's going on in that hand. Opus discarded, made a treasure token. Tokens on. That's 5 mana next turn for burn down the house. They have big score and windfall. Alright. This strikes me as the deck that wants to make a bunch of treasures and discard cards and then put Leer out and like Goldspan and just keep doing this cycle. But the obvious threat is burn down the house right now. So, take that. If they don't play Sokenzan, though, we also need to be aware that they can channel that out for 4 and make 2 1/1 tokens. Something we need to be aware of. Okay. They have Windfall, Big Score, and Burn Down the House, so they, they can't do anything to stop this damage. Excuse me. Be 5. Then do we play Thalia here or Spellbinder? Because anything we Spellbinder, they're just going to do in response. So I think the safer bet is probably just go in. Okay. Now Thalia attacks some spells. If they want to do anything about that this turn, they have to burn treasure. Is it? It's probably going to be one of the harder matchups with NAYA humans, just because NAYA humans is not really as fast as mono white. All right, they burned out all their treasures though. So let's Spellbinder. See what else is going on. Creative Outburst for 7. 5 damage to any target. Look at the top 5 cards. Put one in your hand, the rest on the bottom. Prismari Command and Big Score. I guess we'll take Prismari Command because we'd rather them, if they're going to make treasures, we'd rather our stuff not die from it. Two Brutal Cathars in hand, not really useful in this matchup at all. Main phase, Big Score. Creative Outburst in the bin. 3 mana. 5 costs. Expressive Iteration here. Okay, so I think I know what they're looking for. They're looking for Arcane Bombardment. Which, actually, unfortunately, we don't have much of a defense against. In for 4. We go to 9. We put down Initiate. If we don't get board wiped again, we only have 3 lands, but we could win this game. It's not looking great. Can't do much when you draw Brutal Cathar against Izzet and no lands. Big Score. 3, 4, 5. Not enough for Arcane Bombardment. Big Score again. 3 treasures. Okay, they have something to do, so they're gonna do it. Probably be to get rid of the Spellbinder. Yep. Alright, here's where they have to go off. Which they will. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's make them act now. What do you have? Do it now. What do you have? Magma Opus. It's either Magma Opus or Creative Outburst, because that's what they want to be doing. Yeah. 1, 2, tap. Then 1 here. Okay. Alright. Arcane Bombardment. Knew it. Knew it, knew it, knew it. Unfortunately, knowing things doesn't mean that you get to win. So, tap out everything. They still have 4 mana, including treasures. So they have to cast an instant in order to copy something from their graveyard. So they'll do Play with Fire to our face, if nothing else. We put down Brutal Cathar, we try to take their token, they Play with Fire it, and then the token stays, I believe. Yeah. So that's not really a good option. Let's try to make them block with their token, because they have a play with fire. That's not going to kill either of these creatures. Okay, in. Big score, discard an island, grab 2. They do that. And then they block to kill it. Okay. Alright. They have all the mana in the world. They have all the cards in the world. They have big score every time they play an instant and then chaining those effects. So let's see what they can do. Magma Opus in the graveyard. Outburst in the graveyard. Opus, burn down the house. Burn down the house, kills that. Okay. This is what we've got. Once an opponent, and this is actually a really good learning opportunity for if you're playing NAYA humans, which we have a great win rate right now, but once Arcane Bombardment hits the battlefield, you've got to exert pressure early on these decks. Once this goes, it's pretty much over. But it takes them a long time to get there. So they can Prismari Command. Boom, kill one of these. Yep, create another treasure token. Exile another thing, which is... burn down the house, which they can play. We're going to say good game. I'm not going to waste any more time in this video, but well played. That was a good game.